looks like we are live. Yes, it is. It looks like we are live. Let me double check it over here while we wait for people to come in. Get things set up. Get everybody cozy. Go grab something. Grab a drink. Roll one up. Let it all settle in while everybody's settling in. You know what I'm saying? But we have anybody out there in the chat? If you do, give a holler. Get things set up. Get everybody cozy. Yeah, so it is working. So, well, in the meantime, let me at least get one butt in. Get one butt in. Over there, I can use another device if I need to. Yo, Brad, what's up, man? Lightweight. I shouldn't say that. I didn't get home until like 6. Smoke until about 6. How can you hear this all right? The sound? You sound all right? My voice and everything? Says we got 2 people out there in the chat. Say holla. And while you're here, please hit that like. Just chilling for a little bit. Drop the wife off at work, and it's Friday night. And just figure, see what's going on. Maybe we can get some people out in the chat and start up some convos or whatever. Oh, yeah. I was watching you guys. I was smoking the whole time, watching you guys while like I said, I was waiting for the wife. Thank you. Yeah, I was editing a video while, like I said, while the wife was sleeping. Then I started watching you guys. So from that point on, I was just smoking. But yeah, like I said, I figure I'll just hang out. I'm not, maybe we can get some other people into the chat. I don't care. I mean, we can just have chat or whatever. But I did bring some mule fuel. I got to get this fucking camera fixed. It's been giving me problems too. That camera, not the download one, is fine. That one. But yeah, I got notes here. Hang on one second. Something popped up. Somebody sent me something. All right. And there we go. But I think I fixed a few of the quirks that I've had in here. Like I said, when I was first setting this all up, I was using the phones. Yeah, well, I had a couple of gummies while I was getting through the day, we'll just say. And so when I got home, like I said, knew I was having to work a little bit late, so I wasn't going to get home. I didn't smoke until, like I said, almost 6. So, but so when I first started changing everything here, like I said, I got the new computer, and the new computer is good. But when you start putting in editing and software and everything, it starts eating up a lot of space. So, like I was saying last week, I picked up a Jamie. What's going on, baby? Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Heck yeah. And so I went and got a hard drive. But then I found out, like last week, that I can buy hard drives that have video games on too. It's got like 17,000 games. It'll have Wii games. It has Xbox games and everything. Boxcar, what's going on, man? Long time no see. I do see you on Facebook daily, but in Yahoo, I haven't seen. I mean, over here in YouTube, not in a long time at all, man. But I see you every day over on Facebook, man. When you post, I always look forward to it. It always puts a smile on my face. There was something I was talking about. Oh, Wi-Fi. I noticed a lot of people have been having some issues when they're doing their lives. Do I have it here? I might have it right here. If you think about it, if you're running everything at your house on Wi-Fi, like if you, I don't know how many TVs or anything that you have in your house, but when I started doing all this room here, and then like I said, I have cameras throughout my house, around the house and everything, total of 12 cameras. They're all Wi-Fi. So I was having problems. The wife was trying to watch TV, and every time she would go to record a movie, um, it would just like the TV would go to sleep. It would lose signal. So I had them come out. I thought I needed a new, a new router, anything, No, finally, after the third technician finally shows up, he brings up a screen and says, "You got 37 devices running on your Wi-Fi." He says, "That unit that you got there is only good for 15." So what I did was I went on Amazon, and this right here, it's a Wi-Fi extender. It's got mesh Wi-Fi, and I can put 33 items onto here and still keep my regular Wi-Fi. All this does is it extends it, but it gives an extension. So I have all my cameras, all my stuff that I have down here is all on this, and it keeps everything straight now. I mean, it it just increases the whole Wi-Fi across the whole house. This is down here, so I'm below where the Wi-Fi is up there, and now she has great signal. So I think I paid like $23 for it. But if anybody's like having trouble getting Wi-Fi, think about how many things you're using: a smartwatch, smartphone, Alexas. Shut up. I know that bitch would start talking again. But um like I said, you start counting how many devices you have, and then gaming devices. Um, like I said, if you have I have smart devices, like our washer and dryer are both on smart, our stove is. So like if we're at work and we want to start the oven or whatever, have it ready when you get home at a certain temperature, you can preheat it before you leave, and by the time you get home, it's ready. You left your clothes in the dryer or you left them in the washer. You're at work. Fuck. Now you got to go restart them. Well, you could do it from at work and just restart it and have a good rinse and restart the dryer. So I mean, it does make it convenient, but I didn't realize, and a lot of people don't realize how many devices you have in your house. So if you're finding problems of not having enough signal, this is a real inexpensive way to help your whole problem, because, like I said, you don't realize it until you start having problems. Yeah, this will take with the Ethernet cord. It's got the spot for it, but I just used it for like I said, I'm below, and that worked everything. And I put all my stuff, which that'll take 33. We were running that already before we had that, so we were way over. We were at 37. I was probably using most of them because, like I said, I just cameras around my house and inside my house. I have 12 of those. Um, so I mean, you don't even think about it. Then, like I said, then you have all the different Alexas. Because I use mine for music, whatever, and we also use them for intercom. Like if I'm down here and I want to say something to the wife and I don't want to text her, I'll just say, I'll call that bitch and say, "Hey, tell my wife to turn on the intercom," and then and I can just do whatever. I'm lazy, but I am also trying to be smart at the same time. So I'm just saying, I just figure I get some conversations, because I like to smoke pot, and then sometimes it just really makes me think about other crazy things that you don't even think about. You know what I mean? You just take things for granted that, I got Wi-Fi. Yeah, but if you have a lot of devices, it's going to slow everything down. And I really think that might be what the issue is with Glitter, because I noticed she does get those drops, and she does have some Wi-Fi. But if she got one of those, like I said, it's like $23, and it picked. I mean, it took. I think took less than 2 minutes to hook it up, and it was literally you plug it in, do your thing on your phone, and it was done. And it made everything start working again. Really nice. Cheers. I know this really looks like Kenny, but this is actually Cartman, because when I bought him, I was really, really stoned, and I said, "Hey, that's Cartman. I want it." So I've always named him Cartman, but he really should be Kenny because he does look like Kenny. Oh shit! Hey, we got 3 people out there. Please hit the like. I do appreciate it. And like I said, give a holler if you're out there, and we can always have any kind of conversation. I'm always open for an open forum. So I usually know a little something about everything and very little about nothing. So we can always have a conversation. So Boxcar, what's been going on with you, man? Like I said, I see you on Facebook and I see you posting, and you had some issues with I forget what you were, but it had to do with the greenery. I do know that. I do know it had to do with the greenery. Did you get that problem resolved? Because I heard you weren't too very happy about something. I love that sign right there. This one right here is my favorite sign. Psychopath. That's what my wife calls me all the time. So that's when she gave that to me. She picked it up at a tag sale. She said, "This is for you." So I stick it right there. So every time she comes in my room, she sees it. Who else we got out there? And I don't understand why, when I first started running this here on this, using this stream cast, whatever it is, Restream, I was able to run both cameras at the same time. They've done some update. Yeah, I know they won't. But now I can't run them. I can run them separately, like if I want to just switch cameras, but I can't run them both at the same time. I don't understand. They did an update. Maybe it's because of the free version. I don't know. But and maybe when I first started doing it, it was kind of like a sucker deal where they give it to you so you can both do it. So you're like, oh damn, now I want to buy it. No, I don't want to buy it. I only really want it just for when I'm streaming. So, and last week I was having some issues with my matching up, but I think that was because of the hard drive system before I put the new hard drive in, because I had everything on there, videos that I had transferred over, and then plus I still had to edit, and editing software really takes so much space on your hard drive if you're doing it. So like I said, so I got a 1 terabyte for like $32, not thinking I should have just bought like a 5 terabyte. It was like $100, but it is what it is. I do like this, but like I said, I also, that when I found out last week that I can get these little hard drives, but it's got all the games on it. So all I had to do is get the controllers, and I could start gaming down here too, and maybe stream some of that shit. Just get all stoned up with all y'all, and we can all play games against one another or something. I was never really big on certain games. I love sport games, more like one, competition of one-on-one more than just. I mean, yeah, I could ride around and I could play some different games, but if it was just like give me football or baseball or something. My brother Buick Riviera, what is going on, man? I hope you're doing well. Yeah. God, I wish this camera would work better. This is the one that's been giving me issues. Gonna work this time? Maybe I shouldn't try that. I know the download camera works better, but this is the better camera. Well, maybe I'm having issues because that's the one that's been giving me issues. But either way, I got to grind up some of this. This is some of that mule fuel from Flame Train, Flame Train CBD, and I just love the taste of this stuff, man. Oh, just the smell, it just funks up the whole room. You got to dig that shit, man, for real. So how you been, man? James, how you been, man? For real. Doing good? I'm just picking all cleaning the stem, cleaning the stem. Out of that bud, that's what was the stem in there. Oh, with the three stoners? Yeah, I figured that's really good because everybody's looking. Now there is three of us here. Really? How come, James? I know that's so. I'm always being put in jail over on Facebook, man. Every time I do something, something pops up that I posted that somebody apparently I offend people. I try to tell people I just throwing rocks. If I hit you, holler, but don't have to take me and keep on putting me in jail. You know what I'm saying? Some people get so offended over just a joke. God, this stuff is like so sticky. It's just hard to even grind up. I can't even get it all out of the fucking grinder. Oh, okay. Now I get it. Okay, I am so sorry. Yeah, my buddy he was doing a lot, but he took all the sugar leaves and everything, and I gave him 10 grams of some keef. And but he took all the sugar leaves after off in his grow, and he's gonna be making some edibles and stuff with them. So I figure I throw in 10 grams of keef to mix in with that. Still trying to get all this out of the. You know what? Let's put Cartman away. Yeah, dude, for real. Look, I mean, I'm trying to clean it, and it's still like all just stuck in there. Let me put some water in. There we go. Hell yeah, man. It just sticks together so nice. Anyways, cheers. Tell you, for such a little unit, this fucking thing hits like a fucking champ. Oh, that's so delicious in there. Goodness gracious. It's a shame that these new bills that are going into these states, man, I'm telling you, it's so fucked up. They're shutting down all these companies that were actually turning a profit, which in turn makes America great again. And now I'm not trying to be political, but yes, I am kind of also. No, I don't want to do that. So hang on, let me clear that off in there. And but I need a vape on this. Then we're gonna hit that again because that just oh my god, anybody that ends up watching this afterward that knows the mule fuel that came from Flame Train, what the effects and the taste is, it's just chef's kiss. It's one of my favorite strains. I wish he could get it again. He still might have some eights over there. I don't think if he has anything left at all, it would be probably only the eights that are left. But that was one of my favorite strains from him altogether. And anyways, let's take a rip because I need another. So the sound in the mouth and everything is all working good. I don't want to. Last week, like I said, I was having some issues, but that was prior to me, like I said, upgrading the hard drive on this here and moving a lot of files over onto that, so I wasn't convoluting the computer itself. And again, I just want to just make sure everything's working good. And why is it? Stop that. Convoluting the computer itself. All right. Well, the mouth and everything good because last week, like I said, I had the sound, but the mouth, the movement, it was even while I was live, it was off. And again, that was because I had so much convolution. I had a lot of stuff on there. I transferred off and what I could off in my old computer, what I could. And there was a lot of videos and stuff like that that I had brought over that I had saved because I had a 1 terabyte on that computer and it did everything I needed it for. And I mean, a lot of my videos, once I'm done with them and everything else, and I've already edited out everything, then I get rid of it because what's the point? Some of them now that I can do this, and I found out how relatively cheap they are for these hard drives. I'll just probably just start keeping everything, and then I can just have a bank of them this way. You know what I mean? It's just I can look back onto them, and it's still not going to convolute. I can just add. I can get one of those splitters, and I could put like 4 hard drives onto this on the exterior, and do whatever. You know what I mean? So, but like I said, it was really I just like I said, it's Friday night. It's early. I had brought the wife to work already. So I'm pretty good for a little bit. I had a long day, but um we have 3 people out there. We did have 4. I do appreciate it. That fourth one might have been me when I checked my thing there, but if you're new here, welcome. I appreciate it. You stopping in. And if you're new, please hit that subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. If you enjoy yourself, and please hit the like. If you don't like it, hit the thumbs down, hit it twice, and I'll that way there, and I'll understand. I need a drink. I'm a little parched. Anybody got anything planned for this weekend? I'm cooking my wife a prime rib tomorrow for tomorrow because Sunday we have to go to our grandson's birthday. He's turning 13. His party is, so we're doing that there on Sunday. So tomorrow I'm doing a prime rib for her. I'm getting up early and start getting that ready, and make it her day. And big shout out to all the mothers out there and some fathers that are mothers, because there is some fathers that are doing double duty. And big shout out to all y'all, man. I mean, like I said, without my mother, I wouldn't be here. Think about it. If it wasn't for our mothers, we wouldn't be here. But I need some ideas because I know football season's coming up, so that's going to take up some of my time. But once in a while, I'd like to do like an open forum on getting some other people's ideas, whatever it is. I don't care. I mean, I'm never going to be able to monetize this channel because I do cannabis onto it. So as long as we're not like doing any harm to anybody, I want to be able to have an open forum, whether it be talking about some political views, some of the stuff that we can like maybe review other videos that are on, you like watch some of the other stuff that's really, really crazy. And just watch it and cut in, so we don't get any copyright strikes or anything, and just kind of like review the reviewer type shit, but go over some of the other stuff other than cannabis or vaping when many of y'all, you know what I mean? Hell yeah, dude. Bless your mother, man. My mom's been gone for over 20 years, and I still talk to her every day. But bless your mother, man. Happy Mother's Day to your mother, man, for real. That's just so awesome. It's so much of a blessing to still have your mother. Like I said, I lost my mother when I was in my 40s. So, um, actually, I was 37 when I lost my mom, and my father a couple years later after that. So, but it's well over 20 years. But like I said, I talk to my mom every day. I know she's with me. I know that in my heart. And like I said, but that's the one day that I really I am kind of sad on that day. But I also think of a lot of the times that some of the silly things that we done, and just doing something that she might be so mad at you, and then it just ends up into some sort of laughter. You know what I mean? And you just remember that, and you're a child. But I'm 60 years old, and sometimes you just still have those flashbacks, and those are great times to reflect, especially for Mother's Day. You know, heck yeah, man, for real. She gets a double day for real, man. That is so amazing. Her birthday and that is just that is such a blessing, dude. You for real, man. But yeah, like I said, I'm looking forward to football. That's my favorite. You see all my bobbleheads are football players. I got more coming too. I ordered a few more. But I'm a baseball and football fan, but more football than baseball. And like I said, I want to be able to have some different other things so it'll just maybe get more people to be interested, not just in, like I said, I'm always going to have cannabis on here. I that's my right. You know what I mean? FM, what's going on, man? I'm so glad to see you. We were just talking. Was just talking about some football coming up, thinking of some different ideas that I'm thinking about would like to do as like an open forum on some live shows, and maybe even have a guest on or something, or maybe watch some videos of some other, what doesn't even have to be about cannabis. It could be something in today's news or something. and then we just kind of like watch that video of what that clip is, and then we kind of put our own little perspective on it. Have you see some reaction videos out there like that already, but we'll do it like on a live show or something. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just trying to bounce off. You never know. See what whatever throws. Like I said, I work. I do that a lot. Throw shit at the wall. See what sticks. You know what I mean? So. Yes, and we are going to hook this up this year, man, because like I said, my wife has been blessed, and I mean, like I said, we do go back in November, but everything seems to be good after the operation. And like I said, beginning of April, she went back and they did everything, and everything seems to be clear. So now they gave her the go okay to now we don't have to go back now until November. I think it's right after Thanksgiving. Maybe like just it's right in November. It's very at the very end. And I have to look on the calendar, but that was just such a I mean, even knowing that she went through all the surgery and everything and she went through as a trooper, I mean, she's a strong woman. I mean, she's stronger than I mean, just for putting up with me, she has to be. I mean, she's a God send it itself because I know I'm an asshole. I know that. You know what I mean? I mean, not in a bad way, but I can be. Kevin K, aloha, my friend. How are you? We have a lot of people. Let's hit this. Why not? That's some of that mule fuel right there, FM from Brad. That is just some tasty flour, man, for real. I got maybe about I think I have just about an eighth left. Did I put it underneath here? Or did I put it? I put it right here. Ah! I got three chunky buds, so I'd say probably about a little over an eighth left out of that. Some very, very good flour right there. Just sorry. You never want to do that. No, that's for real, man. I know I'm an asshole. I mean, I've been blessed to be that way. I think a lot of it is because I am the 18th child of 18 child. We have 6 people in the chat. That is so awesome. Bless you all. Thank you for joining me. And if you're new here, welcome. I appreciate you. And if you enjoy yourself, please hit that like button. I would really appreciate that. And if you really enjoy yourself, hit that subscribe because I could always use that. And like I said, just those couple little things are everything that is free but helps so much. Yeah, that's what I'm hitting on here. I love this. This is such a nice little unit, man. I mean, and it literally is. I mean, it's like what? I think 6.5 inches. But I think it just hits like a train, and you see when it blows out. I mean, it hits. It hits. So, anybody else got anything special this weekend going on? Like I said, tomorrow I'm cooking her her prime rib, and then Sunday we have our grandson's 13th birthday. So, and James Buick Riviera. I love saying it. I haven't seen much of Gizzard Stew around, so I hope he still is kicking around. But I used to keep in contact with him on Instagram, but since I lost my original Instagram, I only have that new Instagram, which is the Sesh over there, and it just I had 3,500 followers, just poof gone. Nice. That's actually on sunflower. I'm trying to think. On sativas, you can go like 480 to 5. You can go. I used to run right around between 480 and 5 on some sativas. And on some indicas, I used to actually go is right whatever the max was on the unit, whatever I was. That's because I just liked it a little bit hotter because of bigger clouds. Absolutely. This isn't. This is just a regular vaping unit, but I don't use nicotine in this. I just like it for the flavor. This is strawberry and cream. But this thing right here, that's a cloud machine. But again, there's no benefit to me other than taste. That is the only thing. I've hit this thing like what, 3, 4 times without repacking it, and there's still so much green stuck on the side. And this was a whole clean unit when I started. I'm just knocking it off the side. Hell yeah, Sleazy. What's going on, man? Heck, I love what The Living Dead, dude. That is so awesome. I love all those shows. Me and the wife, we sometimes we'll just take on a weekend and we just binge watch all those just to get caught up on shit. You can see how smooth that mule fuel is because I was talking, exhaling. You could see me exhaling. It tastes so good on your tongue. It's just so delicious. But you can see how smooth that is by the way I was still talking and exhaling that as I hit it off that bong. So you could tell how clean and smooth that. I mean, it's been flushed very, very well. I do like vaping it though. They're all behind me there. I don't feel like taking one of them out, but I do have some vapes behind me there of for for vaping the flower. So what are you up to tonight there, Sleazy? Other than just watching what are you smoking on? Anything good? Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, it's been raining up here, dude. It's been raining for 4 days. It's ridiculous. We had one good day in between. So we had like rain, rain, good day, rain, rain, rain. And now they just came up on the thing saying we're going to get more rain tomorrow. It's ridiculous. Everything looks good though, because everything's popping at this time of year. So everything's nice and green. Yeah, the arisers are very nice machines. I like those. Those are very, very good. Nice little devices, man. Hell yeah, man. Rock on. That's awesome, dude. I can respect that. Hell yeah. Like I said, I don't even use nicotine. I just vape on this for the flavor, but I still use cannabis, but that is what's gotten me 17 years sober of alcohol, and I'm coming up to 14 years of opiate free. I don't even take Tylenol for a headache. I don't take any kind of pills. And that's one of the things. Like when I was watching the show earlier on with Brad and them, and they were talking about how doctors just give out pills. That is so true because in beginning of March, I am a supervisor at where I work in a warehouse, and I have a few people under me and stuff. And anyways, I was working, and I really do. I mean, people know from above and everything. I kind of run a tight ship there. I try to keep everything clean so there's no possible ways and nobody should get hurt. And I was moving something and a pallet broke and I just kicked the board out of the way. Well, lo and behold, I backed into it and it stumbled. And in the meantime, the pallet I was moving was probably about 4,000 pounds. It was double stacked. And when I came, I mean, just gravity itself, but it rolled up on my heel of my foot. And so, I mean, I had to go get drug tested and everything. And they know I use cannabis. They don't, I don't do it at work. I try to be very diligent about what I do between home and work because I do have a lot of people that I am in charge of. So I have to be the one that has to do that. But, anyways, getting back to the story. I'm there and I get her, so they go drug test me, blah, blah, blah. I explain to them I'm opiate free. I don't want nothing. They try to, even the lady's like, even just take some regular, Motrin. I said, ma'am, I don't take anything. I don't want to have that urge to even take a pill. Okay. So she leaves me alone. Doctor comes in, goes through everything. I go and have x-rays, get everything done. Comes in, he's got a bottle of I don't even remember, stronger than Tylenol codeine because the wife says I don't know what they were, but I gave them to her and because she uses them because she's had both of her knees replaced. Um, Maybe they were Percocet, number 10. No, Percocet something, but they were round ones like this, anyways. I don't know. I haven't touched a pill in, like I said, almost 14 years. So I said to the doctor, I said, I told you I am opiate free. I don't take nothing. I don't want nothing. Well, this is what I'm prescribing. Sets it on my bed right where I was sitting, walks out the door. Tell me that's not what a problem is in this world. Tell me what is wrong with this world when the fucking doctors are our biggest supplier for everybody to keep on being sick. And that is a sickness because that is something that we all can avoid. I have gone down a lot of roads of getting my health back to where I am. If anybody like, I don't want to keep on saying me, but some people don't know who I am. And, you see Boxcar was out there. Also, James Riviera, Kevin K. They know me from a few years back. I was pretty big. I lost a lot of weight, 140 pounds total over that course of time. And, but the only thing that's kept me off on everything is cannabis. And that is the only thing that's helped me get off of nicotine. I still use it because I have ADD. So I have to have hand to mouth. I'm doing something all the time. Dude, I hear you. I get you, man. I totally, like I said, my wife has to be such a saint because she has seen things that a normal person should not have to see. And there'll be another time and another place. We'll talk about that, and we can share some other stories. But to say, my wife really is a saint. And unfortunately, we don't have any children together. We met later in life. But we have, my grandchildren are her grandchildren are my grandchildren. It's just, we're going on 18 years of marriage. Um, it is what it is, but it's family. You don't have to be skin folk to be kinfolk. You know what I mean? My wife is Puerto Rican as well. Skater Freak, what is going on, man? So awesome to see you. And so like I said, that's one thing I was always brought up. I have 17 brothers and sisters, and we were never ever told to see anything in color. I have so many flavors in my family. Like I said, I have 17 brothers and sisters. I'm number 18 of 18. Off these 18 children, there's 56 siblings off from that. Then off from those 56 siblings, there's another 32 siblings. So there's, at some point, there's going to be, that's never been brought. That was never even a thought. That was, Everybody is everybody. It's never been, you know what I mean? And it's sad because there's such a narrative in this world of people trying to push a narrative that really can go away, because for the longest time, up to where we have a lot of people that like to use that card only for their directive. Yeah, what you need, exactly, man. You ain't lying there, for real, man. But I want to hit this again. I got a little bit more in there that I'll repack it after that. But in the meantime, cheers. This is such a little demon, man, for real. I'm gonna use your word. This is such a little demon, Sleazy. But you see how smooth that mule fuel is, man? Yeah, I'm talking and I'm blowing it out, and I'm not getting any cough or anything. That's how nice that is. All right, man. Nice. Appreciate you stopping by. FM, we got to definitely hook up. We will get together, man. Even I don't care, free leagues or not. I want to play with you, man, for real. I agree 100% with you, Sleazy. That was what I was saying. If you just stop pushing it, it's only because it's being pushed by that narrative, and that is the only reason. I was never taught that way. I'd say probably in this whole world, there's probably 85% of people that just really don't. They love everybody. There's probably maybe 15, maybe less than that, but maybe 15. I'm gonna go a little bit higher for 15% because you see what the narrative is all over on certain channels. I don't watch a lot of the regular channels because there's even Fox that has their own narrative, whether they try to say that they're Paulie, what is going on? Fox is good, but they say that they kind of lean like Republican. I'm a Republican. But you see all these other ones, CNBC, CNN, ABC, um, CBS, though they are all Democratic leaning, and they are supported by the Democrats. And you see, like PBS and them now, they've been being funded by our own government for the shit that they're pushing for their narrative. That is exactly how I was, and we all, because at the end of the day, you cut our blood, man, it's all the same color. You know what? I've given blood. I've had to give blood. I could care less what color that person was. It doesn't matter. And I'm okay with an independent, and I'm okay even if you said you were a Democrat. We can always be whoever we be, but we doesn't. At the end of the day, if we're friends, it doesn't matter. We can always have our own issues. But if we're friends, we can always have that open communication about it. You know what I mean? That's one thing that a lot of people don't understand. Just because you might be interested this way and you might be interested in this way, if you still have other binding ways of being, connected, that's all that should really matter at the end of the day. You know what I mean? That's all it has to be. Nice, Paulie. Nice. Look at this stuff here, Paulie. Look, it's kind of sticky, so mule fuel. Mule fuel. And oh my lord, it's glorious. Shout out to Flame Train CBD. This stuff is some flame, I'll tell you what. Down south, and Paula, you could probably verify, but down south, especially like down towards Tennessee and that I tell you what, that's a whole conversation. They walk away. You know what I'm talking about? I tell you what, and they're gone. You don't see them anymore. That was the whole conversation. Gone. Absolutely. Bob Dylan was ahead of his time. A lot of people have some issues with Bob Dylan. I don't have any issues with Bob Dylan. I appreciate it because he was always saying the truth, his truth in his music. You know what I mean? And I can respect that. You don't see him pushing any kind of narrative just because he has his own opinion. Cheers. I tell you, this fucking thing is such a little demon. But like I said, you can hear me. I'm talking with as I'm exhaling, and it's smooth. That's how nice. This was very well taken care of flower. The aroma in here is just so glorious. My lord. I just want to check something because I had a call earlier that I couldn't answer, so I killed it as soon as it started coming. All right, it's not important. You do? Ain't that one right here? Isn't that nice? It's got that nice little ash catcher on the bottom there. It gives you a nice little perk underneath here. I tell you, and it's just small enough. It's handy. You know what I mean? So that was wild. That I did know your next question. How are your avocados doing? They're all green. All your avocados that you had? Avocados. I'm even saying that right, right? The ones that you have the guy come in and he buys them from you. And we have 5 people out there in the chat. Say hello if you're new to the room here, and I'll give you a holler at back right back at you. And if you are new and you enjoy yourself, please hit that like button. I do appreciate it. If you really enjoy yourself, hit that subscribe. I would really appreciate it as well. My voice and everything, it looks like I was jumping there. Is my voice and everything still good? With going with the movement with the video, I could check, but I mean, I'm just curious. Hang on, hang on. I just want to reset this so I could check it. Seems like it. No, it's good. All right. I'm sorry. I just wanted to make sure that because last week I was having very bad issues. So, but I think, like I said, I really think that was with the hard drive, and that really, because like I said, that took so much off my actual computer. So now that's real. It's like going back to being brand new when there's nothing onto it. But because thank you, Sleazy, I do appreciate it. But yeah, like I said, and then last week finding out that I can get games, I'm really thinking about getting some controllers with these games. My blessings are with you, man. I'll send some extra prayers for your mom for real, man, and give big kiss for her on Mother's Day, man, for real. I kind of envy all you people that have your mom still, man. Like I said, mine's been gone, God, 23 years. Yeah, it's got to be 23 years because I was 37 when she passed, and so maybe 24 years because I'm going to be 61 this year. So, but like I said, I still talk to her every day. I have a picture of her with her blessings on the obituary. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And I mean, it's just such a blessing and joy because, I mean, it sounds so silly, but without your mom, man, you wouldn't be here. I mean, without your dad, too. I mean, you both kind of needed each other, but without your mom, man, she's the one that carried you for 9 months. I mean, dad put that seed there, but Mom is the one that fucking she carried you, man. I mean, literally, nobody was helping her. You know what I mean? Nobody's like, here, let me hold your kid for a little bit so you can go do something. No, she carried us. Why, and that alone is just crazy. You think about it. I'm 61 and it still blows my mind. I mean, with all the time that if I use like Katy Perry's theory, with all the time I spent in a vagina throughout my life, I should qualify as a gynecologist. I mean, because she was up in the sky for 11 minutes. She thinks she's a fucking astronaut. Yeah. Yes, man, for real, man. I wish I could be here to take care of my mom, man. I don't even want to talk about it because I'm gonna fucking start crying. That's sad, man, but just still love your mom, man, no matter what. Because is it she doesn't want to do anything with you because she's mad at you for something? I mean, just keep on loving her, man. Just love her because even without her knowing, love her because she's still your mom. And that's the most important thing, because even when we all leave this earth, we we're here because of our mom. You know what I mean? So even if you might not be on speaking terms, love your mom. I mean, that's you can you can always say fuck my dad, but unless something's really, really, I mean, it has to be such an astronomical thing, man. Love your mom, you know, because think about it. You always are gonna know who your mom is unless you were adopted. Other than that, but if you were with your natural mom, you're gonna know who your mom is till the day you die. Because she gave birth to you, she carried you, okay? But like I said, a dad, there's so many stories I could tell. I mean, so many stories that I've been even watching, and that's what I was talking about, maybe doing some videos because been watching some prison stories and shit, and some of them really think about it because I was never in federal, but I was in state, and the rules are different from county to state to federal and so on. And but some of the things that can happen, it's just blows your mind, man. And I was just watching one the other night, man, where this guy, I don't even remember his name, but he was a pimp on the outside before he went to prison. All right. And he was in prison a long time. But before he went into prison, there was talk that he had gotten one of his whores pregnant. But, anyways, so fast forward 18 years, he's still in prison. Well, this new blood comes into the prison. This is just some of the little story and everything. I don't know. I would have to bring up the whole thing. But there's some things that go on in prison that should not be. I mean, it's going to happen because it's going to happen, whether you accept it or they're just going to take it. And not everybody, but I'm saying they know who to really victimize and do what they need to do and who not to. Because when you first go in, you're going to have who you with. You know what I mean? And that's the first thing you're going to hear. Even in state, you're going to hear that. And more if you're in a state, you're more likely to have someone in there that's going to have your back. You know what I mean? In a federal, somebody's got your back on day one. You don't know who you are, you're in trouble. Just remember that. Even in a state, if someone says they got your back and you don't know who they are, you're there. That's just a grooming part of it. So, anyways, we'll talk about that on another night as well. Also, we're gonna have some different conversations about certain things. But getting back to this story, 18 years go by, new cat into the yard. Well, one thing led to another, and he ended up being in that cell. They didn't even know each other. Well, on the outside, this guy was a pimp. Well, on the inside, he already had boys that were pimps that he already broached into. And so he had him working for him. Well, he figured he was going to turn this cat into that. Well, which he did. But later on, the guy was kind of thankful or whatever because, he was like, oh, man, a couple months down the road, he's on the phone telling mom this guy's taking care of me and everything. Well, and he's not telling mom that he's sucking his dick and everything also. But so it's like, hold on, mom. So, hold on. I want you to hear him. This guy starts talking to the mom, and he's like, oh, where are you from? And he's talking like he's back in his pimping days, and all of a sudden, this nigga got weight. He realized he busted his own son's cheeks in the fucking prison, and then was pimping him out in the prison because that kid's mother was that woman that got pregnant before he went in. That's some fucked up shit. That's what I'm saying. You always know who your mom is if she's your mother. But damn, man, if it's your father, you don't know, man. I mean, and especially today. That shit can happen, man. That's some fucked up shit right there. You know what I mean? Like I said, you're not going to get those kind of stories on the news, but these are shit that you're going to get the truth from inmates. And just like I said, it's just some wild shit, you know what I mean? And you find yourself in a rabbit hole, but you also find, like, I like to listen to sometimes The Hill, some of the other ones that'll give you news from the outside looking in, and those are kind of important too. So you don't get, because there's so many that are leaning either way, whoever's paying them the most money, you know what I mean? So you got to look for a lot of independence, and that's where Sleazy being an independent, like I said, I'm okay with it because I watch a lot of independents even on YouTube. But like I said, that was yeah, that is some small world shit. But I mean, if you spend some time in jail, it's not necessarily you happen to you, but you hear it happening in the cell or the next cell over, a couple cells over, and you might not hear it right away. Might not hear it for the first couple of months because they got to take some time to get that trust into them. Some of them ain't gonna. They're gonna knock their ass right out and break him in right away. But some of them are going to take their time, so they have confidence into them, and then once they break them in that way, they got them. But hell yeah, man, for real. But like I said, I know I'm kind of bouncing all over the place, but I was trying to get back to where you're saying that you're an independent, and I do watch a lot of independents, and I do watch some conservatives too. You know what I mean? And um, I like to I like to see what is there, and I like to be able to hear my own truth out of listening to both. I am trying to be broad minded on all of that. Yeah, but that's what you're saying about small world. But what's on the big world? You got to keep in your own lane. You know what I mean? You can't worry about what's going on, man, because you just can't. You got to stay where you got to stay because that's where you got to protect. That's what I said. I didn't find out that I was having problems with my internet. It was because of all the cameras that I have throughout my house, my condo. I have 12 of them. I have some trust issues. Better change the battery. time is it? But yeah, I mean, like I said, I was getting back just thinking about that because it just kind of blew my mind. And then you hear about, I mean, like I said, when I was hearing that, and it just, like I said, I was in state, I was never in federal, but I know it's much different. County, I could do that sitting on I could fucking do it standing on my head. Um, Even in today's society, it would be easy, but they don't even keep people in jail anymore for anything. Um, you can go steal all the way up to $900. They're gonna let you right back out. Um, I'm not saying to do it. I'm just saying it is what it is. But yeah, so like I said, when FM was in here, football will be coming up. But these are some of the things that I want to talk about. You know what I mean? Some of the real world shit that we're in, and like I said, football, and we're always going to have cannabis because they're never going to let me make money. So might as well smoke cannabis on here too, and let everybody have fun. Yeah, I understand that for sure, Paula. You know, but it's almost time for the granddaughter to be. She's getting out of work soon. She'll be like, "Why is the light on?" That's my older granddaughter though. She stays up and on the weekends up in our third bedroom. So, but she's 27. So, but anyways, I think I'm gonna probably shut this down here. That last hit really just kind of like just about closed my eyes. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. You can, even the employees can't even say anything. Don't even follow them out the store or anything. You could lose your job if you say anything. I've seen videos of where people are trying to thinking that they're doing the right thing by trying to stop. Don't let them go. Just go. You have to just let it go. Try to get as much information so when the cops do show up, because sometimes they don't even show up for later on, and because they already know that's gonna happen, and because I mean they every store has a certain amount, but as you're starting to see now, Walgreens, CVS, you're starting to see now more that they're locking up things that so they minimize what is getting stolen. And yeah, my eyes are fucking, I can barely see. And that's, I wear a trifocal, so these things should be pretty big, you know? And I'm still visualized. I can see it. Your eyes have disappeared. I can see that. But you're starting to see it. And you know, that's what's really just by allowing when they raised all these states, counties, they raised from whatever the threshold was. I think they went from 450 to 900 most states. And if you would just get out on your own recognizances at that point. You have so many people that are in New York alone that probably there's probably like maybe 10 of them that probably make up probably 40% of the stuff that gets stolen. Same 10 people. You can look it up. Go follow Benny Johnson. I love Benny Johnson. He's fucking hilarious. Um, there's a bunch of the Black Conservative. He's very good. I like him. Uh, there's a few other ones that I like to listen to, but I get to hear both sides. You know what I mean? And That's what's kind of key to me. I like OK Rick. You know, I don't know if y'all know who he's a funny fucking guy, man. I mean, he's a true Republican, but OK Rick, he's a funny guy. But if you want to get some shit that you'll hear that you really won't hear on regular TV, but they get those video movie clips and everything, man. And but go check him out, man. He'll make you laugh and everything, man. It's fucking funny. I love him too, man. Just trying to think of some other ones that are really good shows that I like to watch. And I get to, that's really where I get most of my information, because they're going to lie to you on TV. They have their own directive. And the biggest part is they will say something today, okay? It could be held that, okay, that was wrong. They will wait 24, 48 hours to say, oh, we were corrected, because they know everybody has already got their opinion made of what they're doing, and they're not going to listen that they're rescinding it back. They're going to still already have that opinion of, oh, those fucking guys over there, they're doing this and they're doing that. But no, they find out that the truth was actually being made. That's why you always see a lot, even both sides. I just can't. Yeah, I'm. You see a lot of it that's very biased, and that's not just Republicans, not just Democrats, but you see them do that all the time, and then they throw those flames right onto it all the time just to make it look like it's not them, and it's actually them the whole time. I am very stoned. Holy shit. We still got, who else is in here? I know Paulie. I know who else is in here? You still in here, Venom? Venom. I meant Demon. I don't even know what I was thinking. But yeah, I like watching those guys because, like I said, that's where you really get the truth, and you get to hear. And I, like I said, I will listen to try to listen to both sides, because I mean, I still will listen to certain things on certain ones just so I can hear what their narrative is. Because if you go back and listen to a lot of them, they'll have a narrative. Like, even remember when Trump first picked JD Vance, they all started, that's weird. That's weird that every Democrat channel was, that's weird. That's weird. That's weird. That's weird. That's weird. And you could just parrot over and over and over. But you see the same thing on the Republican side. I understand that. Yeah, they do. Absolutely. Absolutely. You got the View. I call it the Spew. A lot of other people actually do too, but that one is just fucking terrible. They clearly are so fucking left-sided. Oh my god. They are so Democratic, and they got two of the girls on there that try to pretend that they're actually Republican or um independent, and they're not. They are so far from that. Hell yeah, Paulie. That's the only way right now, dude. Like I said, I had to work late tonight, so I got here late. You saw I did that finished. I finished editing of that video, and then I went and had dinner. But in between, I did that video. I got really blasted, and I was hitting some lemon cherry gelato that I had done the review for. My granddaughter's home. I just heard my dog just start barking. My little boy, he's the best alarm of them all. I got to turn this fan on. Getting kind of cloudy in here. Hold on. Yeah, hell yeah. That's, whoa. Hang on. Sorry. Didn't mean that. A little distraction there. We're good now. Yeah, so I got a couple more of these bobbleheads I ordered for my just for my little trinkets there. Hard to believe that this was my basement. Did you ever see what this looked like before, Paulie? Did I ever show you what it looked like when we first started with all it was just all beams and insulation? All right, I think I need to cancel it out because I mean not cancel it out, but I think I need to shut her down because I'm stumbling over my words here and I'm starting to repeat myself. So um I want to thank you guys, Paulie, and if Demon, you're still out there, man, I appreciate you guys coming by. Everybody else that swung by, I appreciate it. And I'll be back over the weekend for sure. I like I said, I'm cooking the wife a prime rib for Mother's Day, and then Sunday we have our grandson's birthday party. So we have a pretty good weekend. And but at some point tomorrow, I'm sure I'll either go live or shoot another video or something. But you'll see me out there some point over the weekend. All right, buddy. Till the next time, let's hit this one more time, then we'll get the fuck out of here. All right, buddy. So until the next time, peace.